There are two ways to complete this section.
Pedestal cranes are large and complex machines used for hoisting, lowering, and transporting objects for a limited distance. A qualified operator must know each crane component and its function. This knowledge helps prevent injury and incidents. Pedestal cranes are designed to perform three tasks. 1. Move the boom up and down. 2. Hoist and lower objects with a line. And 3. Swing left or right in a full circle. We'll start our look at hydraulic crane components with the revolving upper, which is the vertical top portion of the crane pedestal. The revolving upper contains the control stand or cab, engine and associated machinery, and the gantry. The control stand or cab is where the operator sits to run the crane using manual controls. Surrounding the revolving upper are the catwalk and railing, which allow access to the crane and cab. Opposite the cab is the engine or prime mover. The prime mover is the power source and on most cranes is a diesel engine. At the base of the revolving upper are the winches. These drums are used to run up wire rope. There are winches for the boom hoist lines, the main hoist line, and the auxiliary hoist line. At the top of the revolving upper is the gantry. The gantry puts an angle on the boom hoist lines to assure that they are in a good working position. The helicopter light is located typically on top of the gantry. The helicopter light should be on during crane operation. Two kinds of wire rope lines are used to raise and lower the boom. Running up through the gantry are the boom hoist lines. At one end, these lines are connected to a boom hoist winch located at the base of the revolving upper. The other end is connected to the bridle block. From the bridle block to the head section of the boom are the pendant lines.
On the screen is a list of crane components. Click once on the name of a component, then a second time on the blank box next to the component in the correct. The catwalk and railing surround the revolving upper and provide access to the crane and cab. That's right, that's the bridle block. That's right. The pendant lines run from the bridle block to the head section of the boom. That's right. The revolving upper consists of the control stand. That's right. The gantry puts an angle on the boom hoist lines, so the lines will always be in good working position. Very good. That's the helicopter light. That's right. The prime mover on most cranes is a diesel engine. That's right. Also known as good. The boom hoist lines are used to raise and lower the boom. Good work. That's where the hoist winches are typically housed on lattice boom cranes. Good work. You have identified the crane components correctly.
The most active part of the crane is the boom. The boom is a boxed or latticed extension that is raised or lowered during crane operation. The angle of the boom directly affects lifting capacity. The lower the boom angle, the longer the radius, and the longer the radius, the less the crane can lift. At the end of the boom is the head section, where wire rope hoist lines are pulled through wheels with grooved rims called shids. Hoist lines are connected to either the main hoist block, which is used for heavy loads, or the auxiliary hoist block, which is used for lighter loads. To find the capacity of each hoist at various boom angles, consult the load charts in the crane cab. The auxiliary hoist is often called the fast line. It is used to lift lighter loads faster than the main hoist. The capacity of the fast line for your crane will be listed on the load chart in the cab. The main hoist is used to lift heavier loads. This hoist uses multiple parts of line and moves much slower than the auxiliary hoist. Check with your crane's load chart to verify the capacity of this hoist, which will vary depending on the parts of line used. The swing circle assembly connects the revolving upper and the pedestal base. There are two types of swing circle assemblies on pedestal-mounted cranes: king posts and ball or ring bearing. Be aware of which swing circle your crane uses and the proper maintenance for that type. Boom foot pins connect the boom to the revolving upper. These pins are the pivot point for the boom. These pins must be checked regularly for proper lubrication to ensure smooth boom operation. Boom bolts connect the sections of the boom to one another. The boom bolts must be checked regularly for tightness and corrosion. These are the primary components for hydraulic offshore cranes. Let's take a few minutes here and see how you're coming along with this material.
On the screen is a list of crane components. Click once on the name of a component, then a second time on the blank box next to the component in the image. You may deselect a component name from the list by... That's right. The boom is the boxed or latticed extension that can be raised or lowered during crane operation. That's right. The boom bolts connect sections of the boom. The bolts must be checked regularly for tightness and corrosion. That's right. The main hoist block is used for heavier loads. That's correct. The auxiliary hoist block is used for lighter loads. Good. That's the head or jib. That's correct. The swing circle assembly. That's right. The boom foot pins allow for the up and down movement of the boom. These pins must be checked regularly for proper lubrication. Good work. You have identified the crane components correctly.